So, for today, let's begin by imagining two people facing the exact same crisis, same pressure, same stakes, same chaos swirling around them. The first person is screaming, panicking, blaming, spiraling. Their heart is racing, thoughts are scattered, actions are impulsive, they are at war with the situation, with others, with themselves. Now, that is the state of the first person. Now, let's talk about the second person. The heart rate is steady, mind is clear, they assess, breathe, act with precision. They're in the same battle, somehow not at war. So, what's the difference? It's not that one is braver or luckier or has an easier life. The difference is the mindset of a peaceful warrior. So, when you hear warrior, what comes to mind? Aggression, loud battles, armor and weapons, victory at all costs. And when you hear peaceful, you might think passive, quiet, someone who avoids conflict, maybe even weak. But here's the beautiful paradox: a peaceful warrior isn't the one who never faces battles, it's the one who fights with calm strength, not chaos. And this isn't some mystical concept from an ashram or a movie. This is something deeply relevant to every single person in this room. Whether you are facing board exams, a toxic workplace, a family conflict, a financial pressure, some relationship tussle, or just the daily grind of modern Indian life. So let's talk about a few real life examples. A 35-year-old man gets unfairly criticized in a meeting at work. His idea is shot down publicly. Ego is bruised. Reputation feels threatened. The reactive response could be defend aggressively, shut down completely, plot revenge, or carry that resentment home and snap at his family. But what if a peaceful warrior response was there? He notices the heat rising in his chest, chooses not to react immediately, and says, I hear your concern. Let me think about that. Later, when calm, he decides whether this is worth addressing or simply a storm to weather. He's standing his ground without burning bridges. Isn't it? This difference easily recognizable. Okay, let's talk about a mother who juggles work deadlines, a sick child, pending bills, her own aging mother's health crisis. Everything is urgent. Everything matters. The walls are closing in. But the reactive response would be panic, shut down, yelling at everyone, collapsing under the weight, feels like a failure. But we are looking for a peaceful warrior response. She acknowledges she's overwhelmed because she is. She takes three deep breaths. She asks herself, what's the most critical thing right now? She makes one decision, then the next, then the next, even though not perfectly, not without struggle, but with intentional calm amid the storm. So, this is what a peaceful warrior looks like. Not someone without challenges, but someone who faces challenges without losing themselves. So, let me share a few core principles. First one: responding, not reacting, is their path. And I would say graphology helps us in a beautiful way by converting us from a reactive person to a responsive person. So, what is reactive? Reactive is automatic. It's your nervous system hijacking your choices. Someone insults you, you insult back. Someone cuts you off in traffic, you honk and curse. Your child misbehaves and you yell. But responding is intentional. There's a pause, sometimes just 3 seconds, between stimulus and response. And in that pause lives your power. The peaceful warrior doesn't pretend they are not affected. They feel the anger, the hurt, the frustration, but they don't let those feelings make their decisions. Think of it like this: reacting is being a puppet to your emotions, and responding is acknowledging the emotion and choosing the next move anyway. A teenager whose friend betrays their trust react, spread rumors, destroy the friendship publicly, but respond, take time to process, and then decide if this friendship is worth repairing or releasing. An adult whose spouse says something hurtful, a reactive response would be fight fire with fire, escalate. A response that hurt. I need some time to cool down before we talk about this properly. Isn't it cool? The second one. Emotional mastery comes from discipline, not denial. Here's where people get confused. Being a peaceful warrior doesn't mean you don't feel things. It doesn't mean you become a stoic robot who never gets angry, sad, or scared. Emotional mastery isn't about not having emotions, it's about not being had by emotions. You acknowledge, I'm angry right now. That's awareness. Even anger is an emotion. We definitely shouldn't be deprived of it. But then you ask, does acting on this anger serve me or sabotage me? That's discipline. You recognize, I'm scared about this exam, presentation, or diagnosis. That's honest. But then you ask, what can I actually control here? And that's mastery. And this requires practice, daily practice. The peaceful warrior doesn't wake up peaceful, they practice peace in the midst of chaos. Just like a magician, in fact, a musician, practices scales. A peaceful warrior practices the pause, the breath, the intentional response. And number three, inner stillness amplifies outer impact. So, this is the part that sounds counterintuitive, but is absolutely true. The calmer you are internally, the more powerful you are externally. Think about people who have truly inspired you, not the loudest voices, not the ones always creating drama, the ones with presence, the ones who speak and people listen, the ones who act and things change. That teacher who could silence a rowdy classroom with just a look, peaceful warrior. That leader who navigates crisis without theatrics, peaceful warrior. That friend who always knows what to say when you are falling apart, peaceful warrior. So their power doesn't come from volume, it comes from clarity. So when your mind is still, you see things others miss. You make decisions others avoid. You act when others freeze. A student in the middle of an exam forgets an answer. Panic would scramble their mind further. Stillness allows them to breathe, skip the question, come back later with clarity. A professional in a heated negotiation feels pressure mounting. Chaos would make them concede badly or walk away angrily. Stillness helps them hold their ground with grace and find creative solutions. So make no mistake, being a peaceful warrior is harder than being reactive. Yes, it's not easy because reacting is easy. It's spontaneous, it's default, it's what our nervous systems are wired to do. But choosing response over reaction, that's warrior work. That requires training your mind like you train your body daily, consistently, even when you don't feel like it. But here's what makes it worth it: you stop being at war with your own self. The biggest battles aren't external anyway, they're internal. The war between who you are and who you want to be, between your impulses and your values, between your fear and your courage. And I fully believe most of you will be having those inner battles going on. So the peaceful warrior wins that internal battle first. And once you do, the external battles become infinitely more manageable. So let's work on the inner battle today. So let's do something powerful right now. Please close your eyes and take a deep breath. So I want you to visualize your peaceful warrior self, not who you are when you are stressed, overwhelmed, or reactive, but the version of you that you want to be, the you that handles challenges with grace. Yes, see yourself clearly. How does this person stand? How does this person breathe? And how does this person move through the world? Take your time. Imagine your peaceful warrior self. And now imagine this peaceful warrior version of you facing a current challenge in your life. See how they would handle it. Nothing is perfect. So even that handling won't be perfect, but it will be peaceful with strength and serenity. And take another breath and open your eyes. Thank you. And now take out something to write with. Journal three qualities of this peaceful warrior version of you. Maybe it's patience, maybe it's courage, clarity, compassion, or groundedness. But write three qualities. I hope you are done. Okay. Then circle one, just one, and commit to embodying that quality today. Not tomorrow, not when life gets easier. Today, in whatever small way you can. Let's say if it's patience, practice it in traffic or with your child or with your own self. Yes, many a times we need to be patient with ourselves also. We people are so harsh on ourselves. If it's courage, take one small brave step you've been avoiding. Maybe even acknowledging your fear. Even that needs courage. And if it's clarity, pause before responding to one thing that would normally trigger you. Yes, have clarity of thoughts. One quality, one day, and that's the warrior's practice. And here's the truth that will change your life. peaceful warrior isn't the one who never faces battles. It's the one who fights with calm strength, not chaos. Life will give you battles, that's guaranteed. Family pressure, work stress, relationship conflicts, disappointment, loss, uncertainty. You didn't sign up for easy. Nobody did. But you can choose how you meet those battles. You can meet them with panic or with presence, with reaction or with response, with chaos or with calm. So the most powerful warriors aren't the loudest, they're the steadiest. They are the ones who breathe when others spiral, who pause when others attack, and who stand firm when others stumble. So start today. Be still, be strong, be the peaceful warrior your life needs. And that battle isn't out there. You have to fight it because you are fighting your inner battles too. It's in here. So win that first. Everything else follows. And with that thought, thank you, everyone. Thank you.